All right, get ready to explore, because today we're doing a deep dive into Paulo Coelho's The Manual of the Warrior of Light. And I mean, really getting into it, not just like reading it.
Yeah.
Like the hidden stuff, the internal battles.
Oh, well, that.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Right. Okay, so picture this.
Ah,
You're underwater, deep down, and you hear these bells
okay.
coming from some mysterious temple. That's how Coelho gets us thinking about the whole Warrior of Light idea.
And the coolest part is it's not just a typical story, right?
Okay.
It's reflections, which is kind of cool. Almost like stumbling upon like a warrior's journal or something.
Totally, like little stories, metaphors, those moments where you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And you'll see lots of sections actually start with a prayer to Mary. We're mainly going to focus on the philosophical message, but, it adds to the whole vibe. So, Warrior of Light sounds kind of contradictory, don't you think? Like, they're just normal, but also extraordinary,
Yep.
flawed, but, like, always trying to improve. What are your thoughts on that? It's like that idea that we've all got both sides in us, right? Light and dark, those times you're nailing it versus totally messing up. The Warrior of Light isn't some untouchable, perfect being. They show us what it means to be human, just more aware of the internal struggles.
And they face those struggles head on. One thing that really hit me was like using fear to move forward, not hold you back.
Oh, yeah.
There's this line. Why? Because he uses fear as an engine, not as a brake. I mean, how many times has fear stopped us from doing something? This totally changes the game. Have you ever noticed that in your own life? Maybe pushed through fear and surprised yourself?
All the time. It's about acknowledging that fear is there, but it doesn't get to make decisions. Learn from it, then do it anyway. That's how you grow.
That resilience, that drive, it's inspiring, honestly. And there's this beautiful part about seeing the world through a child's eyes. No cynicism, just pure wonder. Coelho writes, a warrior of light values a child's eyes because they are able to look at the world without bitterness. How can we as adults, even with all the craziness of life, tap into that childlike wonder again?
I think it's about holding on to that wonder, that openness to new experiences, even when stuff gets tough. Because honestly, life can make you cynical, but the Warrior of Light, they remember how to find that awe again.
And get this, they even learn from their enemies.
Wow.
It's true. Coelho writes, he learns from his opponent and acts in a like manner. Talk about humility and a growth mindset.
Totally. It's like this realization that everyone, even people you clash with, can teach you something. Every interaction, every challenge, it's all a chance to grow if you're open to it. It's like a total mind shift.
One thing that really hit me was how this warrior of light isn't like some perfect being. Coelho gets real, He talks about the messy stuff.
Mm.
There's this part, he says, every warrior of light has felt afraid of going into battle. Every warrior of light has, at some time in the past, lied or betrayed someone. Every warrior of light has trodden a path that was not his. It's like he understands. We've all messed up, right?
Totally. And that's what makes it relatable. Being a warrior of light isn't about being perfect. It's about embracing those imperfections, using those mistakes to grow, and always striving to be better. It's a process, not a finish line.
Exactly. And that journey, with all its highs and lows, that's where you find that relentless pursuit of something more. There's that quote, that is why he is a warrior of light, because he has been through all this and yet has never lost hope of being better than he is. It's like your past doesn't define you, it just fuels your growth. What are your thoughts on that?
It's about recognizing that even the tough stuff, the difficult experiences, they hold wisdom and strength. You learn from them, sure, but you don't dwell. Those lessons are there to help you navigate now, in the present moment, with more awareness.
That reminds me of post-traumatic growth. Like sometimes going through something really hard brings out a strength and resilience you didn't even know you had.
Exactly. You're taking those wounds and turning them into wisdom. You're using them to move forward, not letting them hold you back. And that ties into recognizing those patterns we all have, making the same mistakes over and over. Remember that part. Then the warrior realizes that these repeated experiences have but one aim: to teach him what he does not want to learn. Like the universe keeps trying to get our attention until we finally get it right.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like that test in school you just can't seem to pass. But with life, those recurring lessons, the aha moments when you see the pattern, those are huge opportunities. It just takes a lot of self-awareness to even see those patterns in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a big part of being a warrior of light, developing that inner awareness. It's looking at your thoughts and feelings and actions without judgment. And they're really intuitive too, listening to that inner wisdom, beyond just logic. Coyle actually says, the warrior of light knows the importance of intuition. In the midst of battle, he does not have time to think about the enemy's blows, and so he uses his instinct and obeys his angel.
Trusting your gut, even when your head's not totally on board. Sometimes you just got to go with it, right?
Right. You trust that inner compass even when it doesn't make sense, and sometimes that might make you look a little different to others. Coyle says, the warrior may seem mad, but this is just a disguise.
Exactly. It's like they're tuned into something different, something the rest of us might not get. And that willingness to embrace the unconventional, to be true to themselves, even when it's confusing to others, that's powerful. Yeah. There's this other part that really resonated with me. It's about how warriors of light handle their energy, especially when it comes to talking about their dreams. He says he knows that whenever he talks about a dream, he uses a little bit of the energy from that dream in order to do so. And then he says, and by talking, he runs the risk of spending all the energy he needs to put the dream into action. Ever felt that?
Oh, yeah. I think there's something to be said for holding your dreams close, letting them grow in silence until they're ready to be shared.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like if you talk about it too soon, you might lose that spark,
Yeah.
that energy that makes it real.
Exactly. You have to find that balance between sharing with people you trust and also protecting your dreams from negativity and doubt.
It's like we have to be careful what we put out there, right? And it's not just about dreams. The book talks about gossip too, like how our words affect other people. It really made me think about that.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
There's this line that really got to me. Thus, everything that is said about someone always reaches the ears of the enemies of that person, augmented by the dark weight of poison and malice. Kind of intense, but it makes you think twice about what you say, even just casual stuff, because you never know, right?
Yeah, it's true. You never know how it might impact someone.
Exactly. It's like that saying, if you don't have anything nice to say,
Don't say anything at all.
yeah, exactly. But it's even deeper than that. It's about realizing how much weight our words carry, how they can affect people in ways we don't even see.
Totally. It's like we're responsible for the energy we bring into the world. Speaking of energy, there's this other part about emotional rubbish that really stuck with me. Ever get stuck on old feelings, past hurts, and you realize you're carrying around all this baggage?
Oh, all the time. Like holding a grudge, it just weighs you down.
Right. But letting go doesn't mean forgetting, right?
No, absolutely not. It's more like choosing what to focus on.
Exactly. The warrior of light knows what to hold on to and what to let go of. It makes space for new things, new experiences. You connect more deeply with yourself, with everything around you.
It's like hitting the reset button, making room for something new. And you really do feel lighter when you let go of all that old stuff. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, how do you think we can take these warrior of light principles and actually use them in our lives? Even if we don't see ourselves as warriors.
For me, it comes down to taking charge of our choices, learning from what we go through, and always trying to become better versions of ourselves. We have the power to create our own destinies.
I love that. It's about realizing our own strength, owning our choices, and knowing that we're capable of great things. It's about the journey, isn't it?
It really is. It's about accepting every part of ourselves, the light and the dark, the good and the bad, and using it all to grow.
Recognizing that we're all fighting our own battles in our own ways. And like Coelho says, even in the middle of those battles, there's something beautiful, something powerful that comes from those experiences. It shapes who we are.
And if we listen closely, we might just hear those bells guiding us along the way.
This has been an amazing conversation. Really makes you think.
I agree. I always love diving into this stuff with you.
Until next time.